Okay, so if you focus against Sorentel, you lose against all the other top decks. Now, what if you just had a deck that dealt with all of them at the same time? I know that doesn't exist, but let's just pretend that this is that deck that exists. Obviously, I have to justify those thoughts. So how's it beat Sorentel? Containment Priest, Juggernaut Peddler, Clarion Conqueror. Can't cheat Alenda into play. Yeah, you can steal it out of the hand, and you can just stop Sorum from being played. Obviously, they can interact, but the idea is that you just bury them with this stuff. So how do you not die to auras? Fatal Push, Fragment Reality, split up as a board wipe. Many options towards dealing with their things. Additionally, split up plus authority helps with the Johnny matchup and the Samwise combo, gaining you some extra life as you go, so they gotta work a little harder to get ya. Couple random flexible removal spells. Archon of Emeria against decks like Corey Steelcutter, and Adeline is our beater of the deck. And then Phelia was the piece that I was working for like a week to try and figure out how to make the deck finally work. Phelia plus Containment Priest, so you flicker their stuff out and it never comes back. Second option obviously being the Juggernaut Peddler. Now let's get in some games, you'll see how it rolls. In on the play, we've got Clarion Conqueror, Peddler, split up. We got options. Let's start with the Godless Shrine. Concealed Courtyard. We can Peddler if we like. Our opponent is on starting town. That sounds combo-y. Let's try this Peddler to break some of whatever that is up. We're on the play, by the way, so we're totally cool there. Let's just drop the Psychic Frog off at the pool here. And then I'm going to probably Clarion Conqueror to break up this. Okay, they rumble. Emperor of Bones, Emperor of Bones. Notable? Okay, so I think that's notable enough that I have to Containment Priest instead. Or, have that ready. So instead of Clarion Conqueror up front, we're going to Containment Priest first. Just a little safer. Uh-huh. No. Bad. Stop it. Get banned. They did it! Oh my god, they went through with it, the Mad Lads! That is hilarious. Anyways, now that that's done and they can't really do much of anything, let's open with an Adeline. All right, in on the play, every single one of my matches has been control. Okay, you may not see it immediately, depending on the order that I put the games in, but every match has been control. I'm trying to find something else than the worst matchup. Ornithopter. Uh-huh. 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 Okay. Well, that can't stick around. Oh, that can't stick around either, but here we are. Can't win. All right, pass the turn. I guess we can flicker the Tameo if they ever get too big for their britches here. We'll see what happens. Ornithopterist, yep. All right, everyone's in the pool. They get that. We're going to knock that down to 0 power, thank you very much. Get a Tameo out of them. Which one? All right, that hit us for a total of 0. We split up. All tap creatures die. All right, you have these cards. Good luck. Holy moly. So Clarion Conqueror does a lot of work against them. And I'm probably going to fire it off here. Our activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers can't be activated. Artifacts, creatures that don't do anything, that. All right. And then Banishing Slash. I'm going to just Clarion Conqueror here. They can't touch this card. They got nothing for this unless this is just the weirdest version of this deck ever that happens to have an answer for it. So I definitely, this blocks the Thieving Magpie, but they should have nothing for this. Kappa Cannoneer, perhaps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it is pretty harsh on them. All right, in on the draw, we've got some Fragment Reality on 1, Juggernaut Peddler on 2. We got something to work with here. Don't be control, don't be control, don't be control. Oh, thank God, it's not control. But we get Thought Seized. Never mind, it's Utopia Sprawl. Okay, so we'll Fragment Reality that right away. No. Stop it, get some help. And then tap land, and I'd say that makes it a nice clear way for Juggernaut Peddler. See what we got going on here. Yeah, about that. About that. We're going to take this Fire Axe and Unlife off the table for now. And so Fragment Reality, so on and so forth, is going to be some of our solutions here. We could solve most things. Anyway, another Juggernaut Peddler versus their situation, perhaps. Since they seem to be trying to solve for this one thing. All right, send on in with the Juggernaut Peddler. Have Containment Priest on the ready. And we can Banishing Slash, perhaps. Set this in play. That's fine. Okay, so we Containment Priest. We definitely still want to get this, so I guess we Fragment Reality here. That finally gets burned off. And I have to probably kill the Sithis. We have enough disenchants to work with here. So let's pop this. No more you. Send on in. They play another Sithis, and we're going to grab that Grove now. So that they can stop doing whatever that is. Enough of that. Send those on in. So we're trying to force a situation where they just cannot possibly create the things they need to create here. We need to Clarion Conqueror down, perhaps? Guy's Blessing. Yeah, that's good. Archon of Emeria is perhaps an option to slow them down dramatically. Yeah, okay, so they just burn their turn for nothing. Archon of Emeria should be pretty good against them in this instance right here. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more unusual deck builds. Let's get down to stats. 64% win rate with this particular version. Anyways, yeah, that's the one with the Phelia. Let's break down the wins and losses here. So you saw some of the wins, and we won against some of the clearly control matchups that we had and whatnot. The losses. This was Big Red control. This was stacks. This was Jeskai control. This was 3 basic islands with not a single spell cast. I just walked. Like I said, control's not a great matchup, but it's not the worst matchup. So I assume when this control resurgence dies off, this deck gets way better. Anyways, check out this video. Another strange brew right up your alley. Take care. Bye-bye.